Last Sunday, on March 9th, 2014, I witnessed a very shocking event in a Swiss school when young Swiss children were forced to perform a satanic ritual for their parents in the audience. And look at the hands here. This was exactly what the young Swiss children did or had to do. And us, they didn't tell us anything about this. Exactly this. The right hand up, the two fingers. So this is in a Freemason lodge here. And the skull was in the school was placed exactly the same way, in the same corner of the table and looking out diagonally over this corner here. The same things happening in Swiss schools. I witnessed it last week. Here we can see the child bringing in the skull here, and here, and the skull doesn't even play one part, one role in the entire story here. This is my son within the play. So for privacy reasons, and as it is concerning children, I put some tape here over their faces here. So here we can see the skull, and my son is just sitting here opposite the skull. So this gives me a creepy feeling, as we're already under attack and we get a lot of murder threats by the Swiss police and the Swiss Justice Department that they cut off the leg of our cat, and already kidnapped our other boy 12 years ago, whom I never saw again. So these are the things happening in Switzerland. I wonder how many parents know about this. The child was standing for ages with the right hand up, with the middle finger and the index finger up, and the other arm down, like the Baphomet thing, and was just standing there in front of my son, like obstructing his way. As above, so below, together with the death skull of the Masons. You see, minutes later, still standing like this. So this is in Solothurn in Switzerland. It's quite special here. And here's the, Kreiskommando, It's like the Oberkommandantur, Gestapo. Here's the Swiss Gestapo. 3 pyramids here, you see that a lot too. The grain. And here's Solothurn. Another Swiss Templar And there was the Oberkommandator, Kreiskommando. I've been hitchhiking here once. It's in Solothurn a couple of times. It's impossible. Nobody takes you here. Looks like a big fleur de lis. The world domination, or Switzerland rules the world. There's a crown. Like the crown of Bern. And here's another crown. Well, they like crowns here, don't they now? Yeah. And this area is Catholic, as 60% of Switzerland is Catholic. And the other 40% is like Protestant. So this is a Catholic church. Pax Romana. Well, there's no peace here. 2 times the sun hieroglyph of the pharaohs. A Templar's cross. And there's the Swiss cross. There's another crown here. Swiss are ruling the world. Oh yeah, fleur de lis. Domination of the world. Oh, here too, fleur de lis on a church, so that means the aristocracy, you know, and the church have always been working together. And this is a Jesuit church, apparently. I don't know what it says. There's another fleur de lis. The A is like the square and compass. I mean, why make the A like that, you know? So, well, there's probably a lot more to say. So, let's go inside the Jesuit church. Look, here's on one side the cross, and the other side the skull of death with a crown. That means the Masons is the aristocracy. That's what I've been telling you all the time. The aristocrats, they became the old world's order. This is the old world's order, and they became the new world's order. The pharaohs became the aristocracy, and now they're ruling through the new world's order. And that's why on a Jesuit church there's a Templar's cross and fleur de lis squeezed into it. You know? Because it's all related. Look, this is NATO, or as you can see on the CIA, you know, in an oval. It's everywhere. In this church, it's abundant. So this is a Jesuit church of Solothurn. Again. Well, I can't. It's very far away, so I can't just film it all. But what I saw here, the 2 Templar guys here. There's an octagon. And there are the 2 Templar guys there. So this is a Catholic church, a Jesuit church. So here's a big sun hieroglyph of the pharaohs, again with this system, like the CIA and the NATO. It's very abundant in this church here. I've never seen it like that. So, well, maybe they are the CIA and the NATO, as some people say. And here as well, this is the Templars, the V of the Templars, as Himmler was having on his jacket. And so the Jesuits, they were created by the Catholic Church to get rid of the Protestants, and with all means, you know, murder, torture, killing. So that's what the Jesuits are, really. They have a lot of power. A lot of people say they are like combined with the Templars. I don't know. But it's a military wing of the Vatican. And I say the Templars are more the military wing of the aristocracy, but they surely had some combined forces, you know. The same symbol as in the Jesuit church. So that's a CIA symbol in Thun, Switzerland. And down here it says Falcon, Horus. Another obelisk here, inconspicuous. Let's have a look what's on the other side. (1875). Must be an important Freemason family. Hello, Isis. Of course she's there. Where there's an obelisk for Osiris, there's Isis as well. Looks just like the one I filmed on Normandy, at Normandy Beach. All these people died for her. So normally the obelisk stands next to the water for Isis. The water is Isis in that case. You know, the River Nile. But if there isn't any water, then there will be a statue. Because next to an obelisk for Osiris, there must always be Isis. And there she is. Well, hello, what are you doing up there? Who are you? Laughing at me. So, what do we see? What's that? The oval, the vesica, on a church. Whoa, the vesica. It's been there for centuries. The vesica, wow. Right. So here you can see the octagon and the bear. The octagon is the military wing between number 4 and number 6, the Masons 6, the hexagon. And the bear, of course, they are the Swiss killers for the aristocracy. So they are the military wing, the bear. This is octagon. And everywhere you can see 3 for Isis, Horus and Seth in 3 different shapes as well, because Seth is higher than Horus is the little one. That's Horus here. And of course this is also the cube. If you look carefully you can see the cube in it. And with the cube you can make a hexagram. So what do you think all the bars are here? Well, this is in fact a bank, and this is a Swiss bank with the Templars V. There you go. So these people know exactly what they're doing, and now they want their money back. They lost their gold, you know, the Swiss did. Well, they're just trying to, so they sold it to the Americans, and now they want the money back again, you know, so they get it like double. So they're only trying to get it twice, you know, just as always. So this is in fact the name of the bank. I think I filmed it in Geneva with all those pharaonic stuff on it. And there's the Vesica Pisces with the oval in there. The Mason supermarket. It looks like the owl. And of course in front of the bank you got a pyramid inside a triangle. You see? Wow, what more do you want, eh? Yeah. A lot of grail selling here. Means our blood is here. Well, it definitely is, yeah. And in the same area here, this is in Ittingen. In Bern there's the pyramid insurance with 3 colors for Isis, Horus and Seth. It's so obvious. Oh, they call it Bolligen. Oh, okay. Well, this is Switzerland. This is definitely the base of all evil. And they're just trying to show with that bank stuff, with the gold initiative, just to show, like, to sell it to us, like, oh, we Swiss, we are victims as well, you know. They stole our gold as well. Well, it's just another trickery, I tell you. So here you can see Ron Paul, the guy who was a president candidate. He is Ron Paul, saying that Switzerland is so great, and you know, just another Alex Jones, eh? Probably all Swiss fifth column sleeper cells, trying to destabilize the world. Oh, what did I tell you? Ron Paul, he was born in 1935 in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh was founded by the Swiss, and from his father's and mother's side it's all German. Well, probably Swiss German. Well, there it is, Pittsburgh, founded by the Swiss. Denver, you know, where there's the famous Denver airport with all the Mason symbols on it. So this is where he's from, so he's definitely Swiss, you know. That's why he loves Switzerland, you know. They're gonna destabilize the world, you know. This is their aim, you know, because they know the Swiss banks are going down, and this is why. So, you know, Pittsburgh is together with places in the United States like Bern, Helvetia, Grütli-Lager, Zurich, Tell City, another Bern, New Glarus, another Bern. It's all Swiss. And this is the from Wikipedia, called Swiss American. Now you can see, you know, the Swiss belt. And Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania here is part of the Swiss belt, which is here. Not that concentrated as Ohio, but still it's the Swiss belt. Still in Bern, Switzerland, obelisks. The all-seeing eye. And the famous statue of the Swiss pedophile. They call it the child eater. Well, that's what the Sisters of Isis want. You know, if they can't make a garden gnome out of him, and then they use drugs, or the Swiss pedophiles. So this is the famous Swiss pedophiles. The country is well known for pedophiles, as they had children, slaves and all that. Here we can see the joining, the Swiss cross and all that, yeah. Little monkeys. Oh, the bear. So here's still the bear, you know, from the Revelations, the beast. One of the beasts is the bear. Right. Today, user Funketeer17 sent me this exceptional video from October 24th, 2013, in which Alex Jones shows his real colours and the symbol of the Octagon Templars. Now, why would a patriotic American, as he claims to be, show a Swiss octagon flag and the symbol of the Swiss banks, these same banks he claims hating so much? Well, I've seen enough here. This guy is a Templar PSYOP agent with most likely Swiss immigrant ancestry, as most Swiss and Germans emigrated to the southern US states and founding the KKK, Ku Klux Klan, with an equally Swiss Templars flag. See my video about that. Just as Hitler was set in power because he was a good talker, Mr. Jones here has been selected for the very same speaker's qualities. Now he says that the Chinese are the enemies, that we must wait until the authorities attack us. Oh, why do you think it shows the wheel behind it? This is Freemason stuff. This is Rotary stuff. It says resistance. Oh, here's the wheel again, the rotary Freemason wheel he's having behind his head. This is supposed to be a guy who knows about symbols, you know. Why would he put that behind him? Well, there it is again, the same wheel, Freemason stuff. And there it is again, same thing. Freemason rotary wheel behind the head of Alex Jones in his show, together with many more symbols. Octagon, selling their products, probably from Basel, from the chemical plants in Basel. There's Novartis and Siba. Well, what an angel, eh? So this is an old Roman road. I already filmed that for you, the Roman way, the Römerweg, near Bern. And it's leading to where we are. And well, the Swiss are most probably, you know, before they were in the Roman legions, then they became the Swiss mercenaries, and it's, you know, led by the Templars. And they're most probably a mixture between the Romans and Alemannic tribes, and the ones in charge, they're pharaohs. I mean, this is what Switzerland is. That's why there's a Pope's Guard, because the Swiss are a mixture between Roman soldiers who performed the biggest genocide on the European peoples, the Celts, in La Bella Gallica, in France. This is Switzerland. They've always been murdering and killing, and so they're a mixture between the Romans. They're not like the Germans. I hate the Germans. They're a mixture between Romans and Alemannic tribes, who were the first ones to collaborate with them under command of the Templars, who are pharaohs of the aristocracy. That's Switzerland. There's still the Roman way, going all the way to Bern. So this is what the Swiss basically are. They're not Germanic. Then, you know, they're mixture. You know, mixture of killers for the Pope, the Roman Empire, and the aristocracy. They've done nothing else really, and now they lost their gold. Can't find it anymore. Where's our gold? You know, is it there? You know, and the Romans, they probably had legions, you know, with a bear on it, you know. Just as the octagon symbol I just showed you in the bank, not very far from here. It's like 5 k's from here. They know it perfectly well. They've, you know, octagon, that's their military wing, and that's Switzerland really. They always were the killers. And now they want to, you know, with these gold reserves, you know, which they lost, well, they probably haven't. No, they just want to make chaos and try to make others follow up, so they can attack the US. You know, the aim is the US on all sides, and Switzerland is doing the financial side now. It's coming up. It's also Ron Paul talking about it, protecting Switzerland. He's saying that Switzerland is the only true democratorship in the world, you know. Ron Paul, Alex Jones, you know, it's all Swiss fifth column they are. Of course, these men are intelligent. They know perfectly well what the Swiss did in the war. Well, of course they don't talk about it, you know. They're all sleeper cells, I tell you. Don't trust them. And don't trust the Swissies. I gave you enough evidence. Mach maar zo. Look at the shutter daar. Daar. Hè? Oei. My little girl waving. So this is in Bern here, Switzerland, the capital of Switzerland. Here it says Anna Fyodorovna. She was married with the brother of a Russian Tsar, the Tsar Alexander I. But she got fed up with the climate in Russia, maybe the political climate, but supposedly it was too cold, so she came here to Bern in Switzerland. And before it was a monastery, But her real name is not Fyodorovna. Her real name was Juliana von Sachsen-Coburg. So this is where she lived. Yeah. Pharaonic stuff here. And well, who knows what has been there. It's gone, but something, you know. It all belonged to her. And this is where the Russian embassy is now. You know, it's still the fair aristocracy ruling. You know, the embassy, the politicians. It never ever changed, you know. And Juliana von Sachsen-Coburg, you know, like the English royal family, she was the niece of Queen Victoria of England. You know, they just come here and change their names, and afterwards she got the money of Tsar Alexander, you know, to buy this and to live here and to have a nice life and all this. It really is a nice place. He's next to the river Aar, right here. So while the Russian people were starving and their children dying, Juliana von Sachsen-Coburg, a German aristocrat, married to the Russians Tsars and to the brother of Tsar Alexander I, and a niece of the English royal family. You know, it's all the same. They just got the money from the people while children were starving. So that was just before the Russian Revolution, really. She died 1840 here. So let's have a look at the embassy then. So Switzerland is a real, octagon is a really important part of it all. So here again the lion. It's not an animal that ever was here in Europe, in Switzerland here. It's the symbol of the royalty, the royal bloodline of the fair aristocracy, which the European aristocracy, they took over of the pharaohs. And this looks like papyrus. It does, sort of. The river Nile. And there's a funny door. It looks like the round circles the Jews had to wear in the Middle Ages and in Muslim countries. The yellow round circles. I mean, it all has a meaning. There are 4 of them. 2 crosses here. Yeah. There's another line at the other side. Look at the mouth. So on the other side of the house is a sun hieroglyph all over. The fair aristocracy in castles in the Middle Ages, they have this a lot. You know, they are the enemy of mankind. So most certainly the descendants of these ones are living here. Now what's that? Ooh, sort of a voodoo stuff, eh? Look, there's some pharaonic voodoo here. It's a sort of a reptilian coming out of her stomach here, from the back. I don't know what that is. Look at it. It's like on the 50 francs, franc bill, the money bill of the Swiss. Look at that. Yeah, some Swiss voodoo. What is this? Oh. Probably burning things here. Some real weird stuff coming out of the back here. That's weird, man. Oh yeah, look at the arms. It's a reptilian coming out of the back. See? You see? This is Switzerland, folks. It's the home of evil. The pharaohs. So this creature crawling out of the back of a human being is the very same creature we can see here on the Swiss 50 francs bill. Here where the high nobility, this is not the low nobility were the descendants of Juliana von Sachsen-Coburg, Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, you know, like the English royal house. Real funny things going on here in the land of hatred, Octagon. And this reptilian crawling out of the back of a human being even has these 3 fingers or 3-toed hands, which are quite typical for reptilians, and well, you can see it on a chicken, you know. Yeah. So why on earth would a normal human being make something like this, you know? And this is also the reason why a lot of Masonic and hidden forces, they do the Masonic M gesture. Oh, we can see it here too on some Babylonian stuff. You know, the typical 3 fingers as this thing crawling out of the back of a human being in Octagon, the home of the devil, Switzerland. It's probably Semiramis. Nice stuff, eh? There's the Grail. Means our blood is here, our descendants are here. And this is the house of Anna Fyodorovna, which was not her name. Her name was Juliana von Sachsen-Coburg, a niece of Queen Victoria. The Pharaoh-Socracy in Switzerland, related to the English Windsors or Sachsen-Coburg, married to the Russians, who were in fact Germans living in Switzerland. No, well, not real Germans, the old bloody pharaohs they are. Oh, so this is the Grail next to the house. That means our seed is here. Well, you can see there, all the little babies here. You know, they're here all right. This is the, you know, so, well, this is quite hard. Our seed is here. There it is. That's what it means. This is sort of a Vesica Pisces, you know, we stick together. All the rings, like the Audi car and the Olympic Games. I don't know what sort of a leaf that is. It all has a meaning. What kind of bird is that? Probably an ibis bird of the pharaohs. The descendants are living here under other names, you know, they're incognito like, but they're still the same. Of course it is. So, and this here is Octagon, of course, octagonal. The sign of the Templars. That's all here. Everything is next to the building. Just look around, it is the aristocracy. They're the ones who are doing it all to us. And we are their slaves. With the lions and grails and... So this is the Russian embassy, and Marco, there was the Swiss guy, one of those Greenpeace fellows, who was acting like for Greenpeace, sort of, for the New World Order against Russia. So this is all the Russian embassy. This is full of cameras. And of course, next to it, there's the Russian flag. Yeah. I think it's white, blue and red. And there is the house of Anna Fyodorovna, who was not that, but who was Juliana von Sachsen-Coburg, just right next to it. So, you know, the aristocracy is there, or as I know them, the Pharaoh-Socracy. Well, don't you think that this embassy here is not the Pharaoh-Socracy? It's still the same ones here, you know. And here they're coming out. There's a children's playground just here, where the Russians come out and play with the children. You know. So if there's any Muslims who want to drink a cup of tea with them, you know, you can find them here. So the Swiss actually, when it considers one of them, they organize. Here we can see they can organize, and very quickly. They even write these things on the wall here. You know, if it would have been something else, the police would have taken this away. But because it's one of them, they leave it here. But if it's about, you know, immigrants being tortured and stigmatized here in Switzerland, nobody does a thing. And I know this, you know, I've sent them thousands of letters and talked to people. They just laugh in my face. But if it's one of them, you know, they immediately react. Now there's a Switzerland, all right. There's another door. So it's all part of the embassy. Look, another door. There's also like a castle. So, you know, this is the aristocracy. You know, nothing has changed. It's just the old world order was the feudal system of the aristocracy, and the new world order is their system of Freemasons and Templars. Because the second son and the third son, they also wanted to have some power. But it's still the aristocracy. It's still Egypt. It's still the pharaohs. Nothing has changed. They just put on another jacket. So there's Anna Fyodorovna. There's the river Are, which sort of represents the Nile for them. There must be an obelisk somewhere, and the water represents Isis, and this is the Russian embassy in Bern. You know, they're all together. It's all the same thing. You know, the aristocracy, the Pharaoh-aristocracy are there, and they are there everywhere. Family of the British royal family. And here's the river Are. This is what the name is. It's related to the word elves, you know, the fairies. And this is the river here. And well, if anybody reads German, you can read it. It's even in English. Mistletoe, a holy plant for the Celts, next to the Pharaoh-aristocracy. Hello, Isis. Look, it's Friday evening. All the fancy people there in their palace. Probably a Freemason gathering. Let's have a closer look, shall we? You want to? Shall I do that? Okay. Probably some upper class Pharaoh-aristocracy with that reptilian thing we just saw, the reptilian coming out of the back of a human being. You know, the upper class here. All have these gatherings, especially like Friday evening, you know, Saturday. There's Isis here. This is what they like. Now, this is little Horus. There's Isis watching him. Yeah. With a pharaonic cloth. No women here would wear that, you know. And he's even sitting on the octagon. Look at it. That's the Horus Matrix. He's sitting on the octagon. And what's he holding? It looks like a canopy. The canopy is a vase where the pharaohs, they put their souls in. So that means we kill the man and, you know, we kill their soul. That's the Horus Matrix. Yeah. That's why we have all the wars. I mean, well, you don't have to guess twice what these people are there. We saw the reptilian before, and the Swiss are so cold. You know, having statues with reptilians coming out of the back. Oh boy. So unfortunately it's getting dark, so you won't be able to see it clearly, but I tell you, she's standing on a step pyramid. It's a pyramid with several steps. I forgot the name of that. Look, you see? It's going on several levels. The world domination. And this is octagonal. Some more octagonal stuff. That's part of the castle there, the descendants. The castle is just behind here. The descendants of Anna Fyodorovna or Juliane von Sachsen-Coburg. Well, we know what Sachsen-Coburg represents, don't we? Hey, we know these people. They're everywhere. It's everywhere you look. Here in Basel, there's the V of the Templars. You can find it, you know, like this on any tank, you know, in the Middle East and in Afghanistan, all over. There is the G of the Freemasons, Gola or Golut, meaning the diaspora, and of the pharaohs, and the Vesicapaiches forming the oval. And actually I was just taking a rest, you know, drinking something and take it easy, and it's just everywhere. Yeah? I just came back from France because I had to go to the dentist. If I'm sick and if I want to see a doctor, I have to hitchhike 3 days to go to France. You know, that's Switzerland. They didn't give me a working permit. They put me in prison all the time. How could I work? They kidnap my child, they terrorize us, well, you know. So I go to France to a dentist, you know. If they don't see any other options for me than terrorizing me and putting me in prison, you know, so there's no more integration, you know. This one here is blatant. Big company, probably chemical. I'm in the area where the chemical companies are of Switzerland, the Novartis, and you know, the Ebola vaccine stuff, and yeah, well, nice tree though. And this here is from a French supermarket called Carrefour, and well, I met a guy who saw my videos on YouTube, and he invited me, and he told me this. Wow, you see the alien? Or the grey smiling at us. Here are the eyes, like the oval eyes, sort of. There's a big smile here. Just turn it around. Well, I'm not in aliens so much and in greys, but I mean, I must admit there's something to it. And there's the pyramid triangle. And here are my shades in here. The G again. Looks very fashionable, you know. There, the G. I mean, most of the things I don't even tape them anymore, you know. It's so much. I can't. You know, I don't feel like it all the time, you know. And there's our famous Templars cross of the Swiss. So after all these logos, well, this one is better. Well, I guess this is done privately by the driver. Much better. Well, I meant the tiger, of course. What do you think? What do you think I meant?